Hi, my name is Grania Amongon and my ID number is 1409669 The question I have chosen to do is big data or big problem. I chose this question as this is an area of electronic and mobile commerce I was not fully aware of and didn't really know much about, so it sparked my curiosity. And, as with many areas of E&M commerce, there is so much uncertainty not only with the law surrounding it, but also the technology and potential. So what is big data? Well, the invention of the term big data is often credited to McKinsey, a management consultancy firm. However, one of the issues I did find is there's actually not a genuinely one accepted wide definition of big data. Doug Laney, a vice president of research for Gartner Research, is credited in his definition of big data's characteristics. These are the three V's. Volume, for the sheer amount of data being collected. Velocity, for the speed at which this data is now being collected. And variety, for the different kinds of data that's now being collected. However, really, big data is just found data, both structured and unstructured. Mark Van Ridgeman stated that 90% of all data created was created in the past 2 years. So big data is allowing for the possibility to gain a real-time competitive insight and answers, which is highly important and valuable to not only big businesses, but with technological advancements, all businesses soon. So what is the problem? Well, who owns this valuable data? What are the rights? The UK criminal case of Oxford and Moss 1979 is the general authority that there is no property in data, as it cannot be stolen. And the recent Court of Appeal case of Your Response Limited and Data Team Business Media Limited 2014 has confirmed that a lien does not subsist over a database. So the question changed to what are the rights and duties which arise in relation to data? So the intellectual property right of copyright under Section 1 of the Copyright Design and Patents Act 1988. But this will only protect the form or expression of information and not the underlying information or data. The traditional literary copyright will exist in documentation such as publications in relation to research, as seen in the case of Energy Intelligence Group Inc. and UBS Limited 2010, but it doesn't apply to the raw data. Then there's the separate IPR from copyright, which is a database right. This was introduced into UK law as a result of changes to Sections 3 and 3A of the CDPA 1988 to implement an EU directive on the legal protection of databases, which offers a literary protection to a searchable and systematically or methodically arranged collection of independent works, data or other materials for the creator who made a substantial investment into obtaining, verifying or presenting of the data. Then there is the confidentiality and trade secrets IPR. Now this is very interesting, as currently, unlike other IPRs mentioned, the equitable rules protecting confidentiality are the best type of protection regarding the substance of data. However, the EU Commission's recent draft of the EU Trade Secrets Directive proposes to harmonise trade secret protection across the EU, and this is just another example in which this area of law is still developing, particularly in relation to big data. Another concerning issue, and possibly one of the most worrying and problematic, is that of data regulation when dealing with big data in the form of data protection and privacy issues. There is some argument that the current data protection and privacy rules in place are struggling to really keep up with the big data era. That even the draft EU Data Protection Directive, though it plans to set out a whole new set of data protection and privacy laws, is regardless of one-size-fits-all form of legislation. It has been acknowledged by academics that there has been some tweaks, but nonetheless, as Nicola McGillin from Privacy Partnership England has put it, it is still largely following the basic principles and technology-neutral models set out in legal framework such as the Council of European Union's Convention for the Protection of Individuals with regards to automatic processing of personal data in the 1980s, which is over 30 years old. These are the problems in which I have discovered in my research to big data, and they do pose large problems because of the increasing value of big data. Some have even described the big data and our information being used as a currency in the World Wide Web, and the undeniable fact that this use is only going to grow in the coming years, such as David Cameron recently announcing the funding towards projects based on the Internet of Things technology, so everyday devices which can communicate over the Internet, is going to double to £45 million, which in turn will only mean the amount of data being produced is going to increase, and so will its value. There is such a need for certainty regarding the legal aspects surrounding the data and the management of it. So that's my research so far, and I'm hoping to find out more.